You were getting caught up with your pals the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Almost sounds like something you would have played when you used to play music.
Oh, yeah. That's why I dig them. It's my jam.
Yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah, they're fun.
Singing along.
Well, I was just singing along some ZZ Top.
Well, that was... I saw you mouthing the words, okay?
Yeah,
how's that?
Yeah. I've listened to it a number of times.
Yeah, I like it.
That's our friends over at Finding Freedom out of South Carolina. Yeah. They make some cool bluesy rock. This I think this is our second or third time having their music on. So we like them. So Tiara?
Yeah.
How are you now?
Oh, good, and you?
Oh, not so bad. Now that I've gotten over my migraines and stuff over the last couple of weeks, so
yeah.
They thought I was having a stroke, maybe.
A few times.
A couple of MRIs and chest X-rays and head X-rays and all that.
Brain swab. Make sure it wasn't the
brain swab. Make sure that there was a brain there.
Yeah, you know.
Oh man. So let's do a little pre-showy stuff.
All right, I guess so.
So so we got a new Patreon member, and you can join our Patreon by going patreon.com/howareyounowpod. But our new $5 Patreon member, Heather BB. I'm not sure how it's pronounced exactly. Maybe BB, but Heather, you've been awesome for joining up. With every $5 member, we ask them if they want to, if they would like to advertise something, or if they'd like to be on the show, because you get that at the $1 level. You can be on the show. If you have $5, we'll also advertise something for you. So Heather didn't feel comfortable being on the show, which is completely fine.
I'm still not always comfortable on the show.
And she didn't have anything to advertise, but she had a couple of dad jokes for you.
Yay!
So, why do ducks have flat feet?
Why?
To stomp out forest fires. Why do elephants have flat feet?
Why?
To stomp out burning ducks. And the next one is, why do elephants paint their toenails all different colors?
Why?
To hide in jelly bean jars.
What?
Have you ever seen an elephant in a jelly bean jar? That's how it works.
That's fucking great.
Thank you, Heather.
Oh,
that was awesome.
I loved that.
Yes.
Our guest is just shaking her head.
Oh boy. And
you guys like me.
So also what we do on the show, if you haven't been paying attention, I just got the ones from last month sent out.
Well, the last month has been a little hard to be on top of things.
It has been, yes.
So
I got our merch sent out to our cosplay contest winners.
Awesome.
And if you would like to check out what kind of merch we have, you can go to howareyounowpod.com/merch. And if you would like to be in the cosplay contest, you can do so at howareyounowpod.com/cosplay. Also, the band we just had on, Finding Freedom, is an independent, unsigned band who makes amazing music. And if you are an independent unsigned band and you make amazing music and you'd like to be featured on our show, you could send us an email at host@howareyouNowPod.com with a couple of MP3s or links to your Spotify or whatever you have, and we'll be happy to check it out and get back with you. Also, if you would like to call in and leave us a message, if you have a dad joke for Tiara, if you have thoughts, theories, questions like we do at the end of every episode, you can leave us a voicemail at 304-50 and we'll play you on the air. So that's what we'll do. As I said, our music this week is from Fighting Freedom, and our guest this week, a second time co-host.
Third time.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Number 3.
One of our old school people. You were in episode 2,
She was on Fart Book.
Yeah.
I was on Fart Book.
That's her favorite episode. Anyway, welcome to Heidi. Heidi.
Hello.
How are you now?
Good, and you?
Oh, not so bad.
Yay.
You've practiced all this week, didn't you?
I did. I was just like, oh, I'm fucking up.
So, why don't you, we've had a few new folks who've subscribed to the show since way back when. Would you like to tell us a bit about yourself?
I am Heidi, and I am socially awkward, and I completely understand when patrons don't want to go on the show because it is a thing, but I enjoy your company so much. Aww. And I enjoy the show.
And we love you too.
Love you.
Give a quick snippet of your Letterkenny origin story.
Oh, a quick snippet of
just how
you two saying, "Hey, have you watched this show? Have you watched this show?
You really should watch this show."
And then Tiara basically saying, my humor and that I don't like a lot of comedy, but I like this.
True.
And I said, okay, fine. And so I started watching it I don't know if I started watching it with the family or not, or if I started watching it and then I made them watch it. I can't remember.
Now, Curtis, your spouse, started probably right along with you because Curtis was on probably within an episode
early,
or two after you came on. So, So I know you've infected the family.
Yes, you do.
And that's what we appreciate about you.
That's
that what you appreciate about me.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I really liked your shaved head, by the way.
Thank you. I trimmed it yesterday and I missed a couple spots, so I got to fix that.
I see.
That happens.
Right there.
It happens.
This little triangle.
Usually it happens on the back of my head.
Yeah.
Curtis helped me, so.
The last time Dean shaved his head, he left a streak in the back. I was like, "Are you going for a half mohawk?" I'm not sure. It was almost like a little rat tail too, because it was a half an inch at the bottom. It was kind of cute.
It's the quarantine haircut. So
yeah,
but which is really not much different than the regular haircuts I do, because I cut them myself. I'll probably do that twice,
up,
and then probably the third time I'll go in and actually have it done by a pro. But that's not available right now.
Nope.
So, but that's okay.
And we're not going to force anybody to be available because, unlike some other people, I actually value the other people in my community and really want them to stay safe. And I'm really glad that our governor is nothing is open yet.
That's right.
Especially because we're not dropping in rate right now. Thank you, Tri-Cities.
Yeah, and Yakima.
And Yakima, that is true.
Yeah.
Not all my area.
No. Well, Yakima is actually, that's a whole other thing because of the migrant workers and the treatment that's happening over there right now. I don't know if you've been watching any news. I try to avoid most of it.
I avoid it.
Yeah.
For my mental health.
There's some stuff going on in Yakima. So
that's not
but what we can avoid is the Letterkenny.
What?
So we can't avoid
No, we cannot avoid that.
It'd be real awkward if we're we're going to record an episode about this show and then not talk about it at all.
Right.
I mean, isn't that how Podscare got started?
Pretty much. And it never had a...
This isn't Podscare.
True story. But anybody listening, you should go check out Podscare. It's hilarious.
So anyway, last week we talked about this season 8, episode 2, which was called National Senior Hockey Championship. Our guest was Joe Quinn with music by Light the Lamp. Basically, it was an episode where the Hicks are all there for Wayne as he's trying to crawl out of the hole, and that Stewart is starting to get jacked so he can fight, and that the Eagles play Quebec for the Cup. So, you all right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's basically what the episode was about. Anything else? No, but it was that was a fun episode to do. I mean, it was short on script, but long on subtext.
Yeah, it kind of, I want to say it ended a bunch of stuff in that one episode. Like it was the end of his like self quarantine almost.
Yeah.
And it was the end of the hockey season and actually like have a note in here on this one, like, oh, the two storylines finally converge in this episode.
Yep. So this episode,
yes,
season 8, episode 3 is called The Rippers. And now we learned what the Rippers was a few seasons back.
Yes.
The Rippers is a strip club.
Yes.
So that's basically,
or strippers are rippers.
Yeah.
That's not the name of the strip club. I didn't write it down though.
Snappers was
Snappers.
The name.
Thank you.
Was the name of the strip club. But the Rippers is basically the strip club, or So, and I think they called the strippers peelers.
Peeler. Yeah, that was another one.
So they have
more than one name for everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, we open up with the on the back porch with the intro, that the little clip that I played at the intro.
Cold open.
The cold open. I hadn't had one of those in a while. So anyway, then we they're all sitting on the back porch. All the boys are, and Derry asked the other fellows if they're aware of Sober October, which they have a little chat about, a little brief chat.
Is that an emo band from Hamilton?
Yeah.
Right.
And then they talk about No Nut November, which is about not nutting in November. And that and Dan says, regular ejaculation is good for keeping you clear of prostate cancer. So and then Derry asks about Beat Your Dick December, where you beat your dick or masturbate for the number of times equal to the day in the month that you're on. So if it's December 1st, you're beating your dick once. If it's December 25th, you're beating your dick 25 times. Wayne
Sounds
thinks
painful.
Yeah, Wayne thinks
It really does. Like my note is literally, ouch, exclamation mark.
Wayne thinks he can do it. And he's, they discuss how to make that happen, and how diet and sleep matters, and they and talk about
Stay hydrated.
Yes, got to stay hydrated. They talk about timing and how to deal with Christmas, and then Derry then asks,
"Hey, you can stick with that program till 31st?"
Yeah. Wake up, hammer on it, snack, nap. Wake up, put on your hammer on it, snack, and nap.
And so on and so forth?
Rinse and repeat.
Yep.
31 days of beating your dick. So, yeah. Yeah.
We can talk about that later.
Well, Derry and Dan,
We'll talk. Yeah,
right? We will talk about that.
we'll talk
Derry
about
and
that. in a
Dan
little
were like, by the 15th, that'd be pretty much done.
Yep. So then from there, after the open, we cut to the produce stand where all the Hicks are sitting there at the produce stand when this big Chevy, old school Chevy pickup pulls up, just rumbling with its V8. And it's Wayne and Katie's cousin, Jaker.
You missed a bit.
You did. You missed the montage.
The Chorin.
The montage at the farm. The Hicks are doing all their chores,
I did
and then they're at
it was a little
Modine's.
small. Yeah, you got.
And that was what I was talking about. But the two,
I missed
the
that.
two,
I did miss that.
That's okay. That's about where the two storylines combine, because in that scene you've got everybody basically.
Yeah. So yeah, all the Hicks and the McMurrays are over working on Wayne's farm, tossing hay, picking stones, throwing around baseball, loading logs, hanging out, and then going to Modine's and drinking with the hockey boys, who are all there celebrating after the win against the Quebecois, the Three Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
The two things I did like in that scene, was, for one, it's pretty funny when Mrs. McMurray tries to kiss Katie,
right?
She pushes her head away,
yeah,
and then it was as close as Wayne gets to a smile most of the time,
right?
So I think that was trying to show, hey, he's in a better place. He's doing better. Like,
So anyway, then the Hicks are out at the produce stand, and this big Chevy truck comes rumbling up, and it looks like it's probably about a late 70s, mid late 70s Chevy pickup, with this big red, white, and blue starred eagle on a hood, and coming out of the pickup truck is a fella who's wearing
screaming Merca.
His entire outfit is screaming Merca.
Mr. Merca.
Mr.
I like
Merca.
you wrote that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why. But Wayne and Katie's cousin Jake, and who they call Jaker, pulls up in the truck dressed as Mr. Merca. So he's got this button-up T-shirt that's all red, white, and blue and stars as well, and he's got a cap on, which I think is. I couldn't really tell, but I think it's military of some sort.
Well, and they reference him being in the military and having just gotten back from a tour.
Yeah.
And he can't wait to go back.
Yep. And he wants to help Wayne get back on track with his life. And he says that the plan was for his what they were going to do for his birthday party is now his plan to
for his bachelor party.
Is now the plan for him to get out of the hole and back on track.
Yeah.
And what they find out is that he's gonna basically take him to the strip club.
Yeah.
That's when they go through the rippers, the peelers, oh God, what was all the stuff that they were talking about on being on the front row of being on Gyno Row.
Gyno Row, yeah.
And then, but Dan, the
Snail Trail Alley or something like that. I don't know. There was so much.
Yeah, then Dan is not hip on going. He says he couldn't look Professor Tricia in the eye and do that. And so
I'm gonna take that nickname away from you if I don't start seeing some squirrely.
There's no way I can do that and looks Professor Trista's in the eyes. We have come too far as a species to take part in such primitive behaviors.
Hey, Dan?
Yeah?
What's better than a lecture?
What?
A leave.
Okay. I'm going to go eat your foods.
I mean, why poop on their fun?
Yeah. I mean,
if the sex workers want to be there, then there's nothing wrong with it.
Right. And I think
end of sentence.
Yeah. Well, I'll get to the thought theories. Right. But anyway, and then at that point, Wayne says, he's going to take a pass as well. And he says that he'd spent 2 months working with Wayne's best friend to get it set up. And Derry goes, me? And then right around from the back of the produce stand comes McMurray. And so he shows up and they get into their usual cacophony. How are you? Are you good? You shut up. And so
then all of them are involved.
Everybody gets everybody involved. And then we cut from the cacophony to Modine's. The team is still celebrating to the Twilight Zone on Jock Jams. And Bonnie asked Gail if they've been there all night, and Gail says that they have. They keep pouring as they keep
drinking. I keep pouring.
Yep. So Bonnie says you can't serve booze between 2 a.m. and 11 a.m. Gail says, I don't give a shit.
She was like, I don't give a shit.
So we go from there then to the gym, and Stuart's working out, and he pops up as Tyson Joy Boy show up and asks what he's going to work on next. They said, it's time to put that on pause because you need to learn how to fight. And he shouldn't be putting on that much bulk because it's going to make him, because he needs to be quick in a fight. And they call rolled over to their side. And then we cut from that to the strip club outside. Katie is dropping everybody off. Wayne, Derry, Jaker, and McMurray all standing outside the strip club. And Wayne doesn't understand why they had to come stateside for this. Jaker said it's because everyone knows that the best strippers are stateside, especially my buddy Dirks. And there's more talk about Dirks than they head inside. And they walk in. It's basically a music montage, slowly walking in, seeing the strippers doing their thing. And they get in, and they run into Dirks, who's sitting there with two strippers, and he sends them over to Wayne with some shots. And Wayne says, no, thank you, respectfully.
Well, because it's more than just shots. He's
Yeah.
basically offering 2 free lap dances.
Yeah.
And Wayne's like,
Yeah. Wayne is definitely not comfortable. And so Dierksen stands up, goes over to Wayne and says he understands that he doesn't really care for that type either, that he prefers a tomboy because they know what they want. They all have a shot. He calls him cute butt. And so yeah, Dierks has a name for everybody. So,
oh yeah. And some of them are fantastic.
But he says that Wayne is very, very phallic, very stoic. So
wait, McMurray was Boo Boo Kitty Fuck though.
Boo Boo Kitty
Fuck. That made me so happy because that was a Jay and Silent Bob reference. Okay, I'm done.
So they have the shots, and we cut now back to Modine's. The Eagles are still drinking and celebrating with the same jock jam. And Bonnie tells them that they've been playing the same song over and over and over, and that they need to change it up. And they said it's for Ovi. Ovi. He says she says you're saying you're playing jock jams, but you're only playing one, and then which makes them then go, we're number one. We're number one. And then she just shakes her head and walks off. From there, we cut back to the strip club. Wayne is in the bathroom at the club. Rosie calls him.
Sorry.
What? Oh yeah.
Venezuela.
She asks him if he's doing anything, and he says yes, but I can't say. I'm doing it haphazardly.
Haphazardly.
And what she says is a funny word. He goes, "You know what else is a funny word? Tiramisu." So, and anyway,
not wrong.
So she wants him to come over. He says he can't because he's busy. But he'll take a rain check, and and then she says she's got a new Monopoly game with all the properties are Letterkenny based, which I want that game.
Right. I wonder if that's a thing.
I suppose we could make a custom one. Anyway, so he takes a rain check, and as he hangs up at the urinals in front of him, he hears a hola, and he says hola.
Hola.
Hola. Where are you from?
Venezuela.
And you?
Venezuela.
And you?
Venezuela.
Is that right? Say one more time.
Venezuela.
Okay.
Venezuela.
Okay.
Venezuela.
Oh, fuck, there you go.
Oh, fuck, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Venezuela with a TH, Venezuela with a F, and then basically
Venezuela.
Which later, when the dancer comes in and says their names, it's Alejandro,
Alejandro, and Alexandro, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, so they're all... I just love that.
So yeah, one of the strippers that was there at the very beginning comes in. She says she needs to use that one because the line at the ladies is too long, and they talk about how they had tried to set up his bachelor party, but then that Dierks canceled at the last minute, and she figured because he wasn't wearing a wedding ring that things fell through. And so while they're talking, Marie Fred calls, which he hangs up. He big times her, and he has to walk out. So from there, we're back at the gym, and Tyson and Joint Boy explain that Stuart will be practice fighting Rolled. Stuart said that he won't fight his best friend. Dax and Ron says, well, his best friend. What about personal besties? To which Rolled replies, "You put it on a shirt." And Tyson and Joint Boy explained that the goal will be for Stuart to tire out his opponent by dodging, and then take him out from there. So Stuart says okay, which they Rolled is a little trepidatious about going it, and they talk him into it, push him out there, and he starts trying to swing, and Stuart's dodging everything, and he finally does his force choke thing, and then throws him on the floor, and says, and he jumps on top of him and says, "Count it." And then Bianca and Allie, the City Babes, ask Tyson and Joint Boy if Stuart's ready, and they're shaking their head no. And so, they say, "Will you be there with him? Is there another 100 in it? A hundo?" and Snooters, and so they agree that they say sure, he's ready, and then so at that point it cuts back to Stuart and
Can someone count it out? Since I first pinned him, rolled has enhanced.
And his smile is the best thing about this episode.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So we're back at the strip club now, and they're sitting at the right around the strippers at the dance floor of the strippers, and then McMurray makes a deal for a lap dance. Then it's Dierks. Then says that there's no sex in the champagne room. Oh God, what did he call him? Busy something hot, tight shirt, busy hands, or something like tight
Something
pants,
like
busy
that.
hands.
I feel like I wrote it down. Oh, tight pants, busy hands. Yeah.
Tight pants, busy hands. And then Jakers at that point leaves to go get shots for everybody. Dierks is getting a back rub from one of the strippers, and he starts talking to Wayne, and Wayne gets more and more disgusted with Jakers. And then Derry comes back
With Jakers or Dierks?
What?
You said Jakers. He gets more and more disgusted with.
Yeah, disgusted with Dierks. Jakers was on my next line. That Jakers came back with the shots, and at that point, Derry has come back and says that he's fallen in love with a stripper.
Oh, and then McMurray said that there's a stripper who's fallen in love with him.
Yep. Yeah. There's fallen in love with me. Then Wayne's just basically shaking his head. We cut back to Modine's. Bonnie changes the music to something else because the boys are all passed out. Riley and Jonesy are passed out on each other, basically snoring. The reps from Bro Dude come in and wake them up, tell them that they've been selected to be Bro Dude brand ambassadors. Even though she doesn't think Riley and Jonesy are worthy, but she talked the brass into giving them a trial before giving them any more. So basically what they have to do is they have to create a club in Letterkenny. So yeah, she's just a complete bitch. She's just completely shitty to Riley and Jonesy, taking pictures with them while they're sitting on the floor, half passed out and drunk. And yeah, they just making fun of how they look. So yeah, she was just not nice at all.
Not at all.
So, but she had the two cute girls with her. They were cute.
They were being snotty too.
They didn't say anything. They had no lines.
They had no lines. That is true.
I think they were just doing what Boss was saying. But anyway, they shook their heads and stuff as they thought they should have to do. But anyway, we got back to the strip club. Jakers and McMurray are passed out at the bar, the dance club, the dance part bar. And Wayne and Dierks are talking, and Dierks wants to know about Canadian girls, and he says, he asked Wayne if he can hook him up, and he says, he goes, why would I do that? And he says, because I'm your friend Dierks. He says, no, you're not. Well, I'm your pal Dierks. And what Wayne tells him point blank,
I don't like you, dude.
You fucking with me?
I met a million guys like you, and you're the worst of them all.
Hurts a little bit.
I'm never gonna fucking see you again, so let me leave you with this. Clean it up, but keep it tidy, because you're a fucking mess.
Yeah. And as you watch this episode more and more, it's the more you don't like Dierks. So I know that hasn't been said in this, but but I feel it still. So yeah. So right after that, through the door, Katie walks in, and Dierks sees her, and he's just like locked in. And,
that is, ho. That girl is a tomboy. That girl is a tomboy.
Katie is looking back right at him, and Wayne sees that they're looking at each other, and he's visibly upset.
Oh yeah.
And then fade to black. That's it. Yeah, to the song of.
I was already singing it.
Yeah.
I'm done now.
Yeah. No, now you have to do it in the proper order.
Too late. You are too late. I was supposed to sing it over top.
Let me start my ASMR part.
Fuck off.
See what happens? See what happens? So, here's the part where we get to the thought series, trivia questions.
What you got?
Et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah. So, to the Beat Your Dick December, I'm pretty sure that at some point there'd be nothing left to ejaculate.
Right. We were talking about that. Like, how...
And you'd end up no nutting in December, too. So, basically your dick would just be dry heaving.
Yeah.
There's nothing left
It's
to come
a really
out.
great way to put it.
Bruising. The bruising.
Oh God, yeah.
Chafing.
There would, you'd also be end up with, if you, depending upon the lube situation, you're probably going to have, you're going to have a real chapped dick.
Yeah, I don't
You're
care
going to have a bad time.
I don't care how good your lube is. If you're jerking off 31 times in a day, you're going to hurt. There's going to be, because friction happens.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Lube is
Even
not
if you
gonna last
just
forever.
did 31 days, one day.
Right.
Never mind 30 times a day before,
Right.
et cetera.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You're going to have a bad time. So,
You're going to have
Yeah.
a bad time.
and so the OV, I mean, I'm sure those who are NHL
people.
followers will know that that's Alexander Ovechkin. I always have a hard time with his last name. Ovechkin.
Oh, I was wondering about that. I wrote down a note about that.
Alexander is a Russian professional ice hockey winger and captain of the Washington Capitals of the NHL.
So apparently, he's a master partier. Is that what we're like? He raised the bar on partying, so they have to
I guess
party that much to.
He set of the silly. Yeah. Now we've all been to a strip club a time or two
Together. Yes.
Yeah.
and separately
And lots separately. Yes.
So, but I have to ask you: is the line for the ladies that long
Oh yeah, usually.
at a strip club?
Most strip clubs, well, I don't like the fancy, we were talking about this earlier. There are two real types of strip clubs. There's the fancy club kind that Dirks was running, and then there's a dive bar that happens to have a pole in the corner or something like that. I prefer the dive bar.
Mm-hmm.
And at the dive bar, you've got a huge mix of people there. You've got the old regulars, you've got the 21-year-old who's first time seeing boobs in his life or whatever. And then you've almost always got women, and not just the women that work there, but women who enjoy going and talking and who are friends with these people and, all of that. So yeah, the men's room line, you're probably in and out. And I'm thinking of one club in particular. There is one stall in the men's room, one stall in the women's room.
Yeah.
So when a man has to pee, it's like in and out. When a woman has to pee, there's a lot more to it. So yes, there's always a line for the women's room in the strip club.
Because the go ahead.
Also, the one that you're thinking of,
Mhm.
that bathroom is so poorly lit.
Oh my God, right?
That takes a little extra time.
Especially if you've been drinking.
Well,
Accurate statement.
Because we went, so like in Portland, we went to Union Jack's, which is the most strippery type of
It was
strip club.
very strippery, and I felt
Yeah.
very uncomfortable there.
And the Acropolis, which I like.
yeah.
I like the Acropolis. It's
The
kind
Acropolis was it. Unlike Union Jack's, the Acropolis never took itself seriously.
Yeah.
Like it literally would be like, here, you want some steak from our cows that live out back and literally have a vagina in your face as you're eating the steak? It's absolutely what you want to do here.
Oh yeah.
Like, however,
They do have a sneeze guard on the on the salad place. So
I forgot. Yeah, we haven't been to that one since we discovered that there are better ones out there.
and it's fun. It's
No
a fun,
offense to anyone who likes the Acropolis.
It's a crotcholips.
It's the Acropolis, yeah.
Yeah. So
I like I like Dante's in Portland and Devil's Point. Those are my favorites. The girls with tattoos. Those are the ones who are doing Boober, by the way, in Portland. Those are our favorite dancers.
and so Devil's Point, Dante's, and then the other one, Lucky Devil.
Lucky Devil, yeah.
Lucky Devil.
And I know
owned by
that
the same guy.
Lucky Devil. So I read this on one of the webcomics that I follow. They're doing like a drive-through
Yes.
food service.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you basically order the food, you prepay, you also pre-tip, and you drive through in your car And that would be very interesting.
Oh yeah, and there are people dancing on either side, and that's the same owner as the guy. That's what we were saying. So he's the one doing Boober Eats, where the dancers are literally delivering the food to you in very little clothing, or the one where you're driving through and picking up food at the end. I think that's fucking brilliant.
You get that here.
Where?
I bring you food with very little clothing.
Yes, that is true. That is true. But I enjoy other people's tattoos just as much as I enjoy yours.
So Heidi, you're gonna need to join us here. We'll have Zoom clothing optional Zoom dinners.
I mean,
so what other
anyway,
thoughts, theories, things, and stuff?
Okay, so I mean, I wrote notes all over the place, so they're not necessarily in order. So feel free to jump in anytime, Heidi. I just have a lot of crap.
Okay, my notes are a little bit all over the place too.
Cool. Okay, remind me what what is it? Wheel Snipe Sully.
Wheel Snipe Sully, yeah.
Remind me.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's basically skate, score, and celebrate.
Okay, how is wheel then in sexual context?
Wheeling somebody means having sex with them.
Okay, that is not one I have ever heard before, but okay,
yeah,
cool.
I had that same question. I'm like, how is that?
Right.
The other things don't have sexual connotation, but wheel does.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you've heard Riley and Jonesy. I mean, you may not have been paying attention, but they have said, "I wheeled my billet sister."
I can't hear 90% of what they say. If the fucking if the closed captioning doesn't get it correct, I probably don't know. That's
the
all I'm
closed
saying.
captioning can't even keep up with how fast they talk.
Right, exactly. Especially in the earlier seasons.
Mm.
Like now I feel like now that it's on Hulu, they maybe pre-give them all the stuff or something.
Maybe.
Because before it was like, blah, 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 and then 2 words would show up on the screen.
Yeah, they still miss stuff now.
Yes. Yeah, or they'll say ribs instead of rips and like things like that. And then we'll get indignant for no fucking reason.
But one thing that the subtitles got right was cousin.
Yeah.
Yes. T at the end of that.
Not at first. It missed the first 2, and then it got it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just like, wait, what? And then I listened really carefully.
And I was trying to find why cousin. I mean, I know it first showed up in Bradley.
Where does Bradley live? Is he also in Michigan?
I don't know where he is.
If he's in Michigan, maybe that's a Michigan thing.
No, I mean,
because Jakers is from Michigan.
Because
right?
I don't know. Yeah,
I think that was
Jake's
what he was
from. Yeah, but Bradley, I don't know where he's from, but it was Gail that was saying it, and Rosie. So
I didn't remember that one. Yeah, we'll have to go back and watch. Okay, so in the conversation on the porch. Oh God, so many things on here. Let's see. I love how Wayne takes it so seriously that as soon as they start the conversation, you can see him like his whole body changes because he has now gone into his head and he's trying to figure out, okay, could I do it? Could I do it this day? This day? How many would that be? Like you can see him trying to make a running tally of how many that would be. And then he gets to that
it's
point.
Not an if he can do it, it's a how he can do it.
Well, at first he's thinking if he can do it.
What's the strategy?
Because he's trying to figure out what the strategy is, but he's also trying to think of what did he say? If I've executed Christmas for a total of, ballpark, like he wants to get the number right and say how many times he's masturbated at this point, but he's like,
ballpark 325 squeezers.
Yep. So in his head, he was trying to figure out, okay, could I do it after this many times? And I just love how, and then when it jumps back to him standing alone. Yep.
Yep. Indestructible by scientific and pop culture standards. I like that line.
I didn't know there was a pop culture standard for masturbating.
Is there?
I don't know.
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah. We don't watch those reality shows.
So you said something earlier about Wayne and his smile.
Yes.
I was telling Dean this too. Like I made him watch it. I'm like, watch, his mouth doesn't move. It's all in his eyes. There's like the tiniest bit.
There's like the tiniest.
But it's so wonderful, like how expressive he can be with just.
Yeah, it moves like probably half a centimeter, if that.
Maybe, yeah.
But I was actually reading something, especially in the current times of masking, that there's a lot of certain cultures, the mouth is what you watch to know if there's a smile. And a lot of cultures, it's the eyes that you watch to know if there's a smile.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really fascinating. Somebody pointed out, well, look at the emojis for smiley face. The Japanese ones, it's the eyes that express it. American ones, it's the mouth. So,
well, and also as somebody who has studied way too much psychology, you can fake a smile in your mouth. Absolutely fake that smile. I can put the biggest fucking smile on my face and walk around and everything's great, but it doesn't reach the eyes. And I know for me, it doesn't reach my eyes when I'm faking it. It doesn't reach the eyes of most people. That's why when actors are emoting through their face, it's so, like, I love watching that, because as somebody who has trouble with sometimes people's intentions, I don't watch the eyes. Like, I don't look at people in the eye, but around that area of the face is really important to me. That and being able to see their mouths when they talk, even though I can hear them. As he hides behind the mic. But so yeah, he's having too much fun over there. Let's see. Sounds painful. Yeah. That one. So in the montage, that's the only place where we see Mrs. McMurray, even though everybody else shows up at least once more in the episode somewhere. Well, a couple times. I think the montage was just basically a way to say everything's back to normal in Wayne's life. You know, he's choring, hanging out with his friends, going to Modine's. Everything's back to normal. We even had the cold open again for the first time in a season and a half. And so you've got to wonder, did we lose the cold open because he was with Marie Fred? Was there something like what because the entire time from basically the and you know, I might be completely wrong on this. I haven't gone back and researched it. Awesome. You tell me if I'm wrong, but I think the cold open stopped around the time that he proposed to her, and they've now come back when he's okay. I'm okay.
Right, possibly.
So, because it's been at least a season and change.
Yeah. I think so.
That was a theory. Yeah, I said that already. I don't care how frugal you are. If someone's offering you a free beer, why would you say no? No, I'm not going to take that beer that costs more because I have this cheap beer in the back of the truck. That didn't make any sense to me, and I don't like beer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Beer drinker.
Curtis would absolutely turn down that cheap-ass Michigan beer. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. I probably would, too. I don't drink a lot of beer at this point, but yeah,
I just thought that was really funny that it must be something that's, you know, a little more known out in that end of the country, but there definitely was a lot of jokes about how like gas and cell phones more expensive in Canada and, you know, all of that. And I was like, well, yeah, but beer, if it's beer and it's free.
Is it better, though? I kind of doubt it.
It might not be. But
Michigan
free.
Is known for cheap beer. Michigan is known for cheap beer because I have friends that used to live in Minnesota and literally drive over to Michigan to get beer.
Okay.
So apparently that's a real thing.
All right.
Cool. Well, that answers that.
Very nice. Very nice. Very cheap.
The more you know.
Are you sorry you said that?
No, I'm not.
I love the different characters' reactions to realizing they're going to the strip club. Like, first you've got Katie, who's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I know what you're doing. You're going to have fun. You're going to have fun. And Derry's like,
getting squirrely.
He's a kid on Christmas Day.
And Squirrely Dan is a white liberal.
Yeah.
I'm going to be offended on behalf of the people who actually aren't offended, but maybe should be because that's the way that I think it should be. That's how I see that right now. Like, I feel like Squirrely Dan is getting more and more into the pretentious white liberal trope instead of trying to open his mind now. I don't know. I hope that's not the direction that Dan's going, because that's going to suck. Roldy throughout almost always steals the scene for me.
Yeah.
But the scene where when they're first talking and who's it, Joint Boy or Tyson like gets rolled to hit Stuart, and Stuart's like, how? And he just
He's like, you can't take a hit, and he pats him on the back.
Right, exactly. So, and just the look on Stuart's face, because he like barely tapped him. And he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then when he went to go fight him, just the look on his face of pain that I have to fight my friend because he asked me to, because blah, blah, blah.
Well,
blah.
I love what he screams right before he takes the first swing. I love you till my dying breath.
Right till my dying breath. And then, of course, his face when he's pinned to the ground.
Oh my God.
And he enhances.
He was so, oh my God.
Enhances.
Like, I would want to talk to Evan Stern.
Evan Stern, yeah.
I would love to talk to him and just say, how have you perfected that, like, adorable, cheesy, almost creepy, but more like I just fucking love it. Like, it's such a perfect.
It is. It's right on that line of creepy. It really is.
But like perfectly, he balances it like John Waters a little bit, just.
Oh man.
Did you have more from the beginning of the episode there that you wanted to throw in?
Let me see. Oh yes. So one of the things that I liked with when the cousin pulled up is they were flipping him shit and talking about, what was the line? Something about the devil comes on his own. There's no need to call the devil comes on his own.
Right.
And Dan goes, Westboro Baptist teach you that?
Right.
And then talking about, well, Trans Fats are banned down there or something like that.
What's your excuse?
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup. Like, no shame. Zero shame. Maple syrup.
It's beautiful.
I did it.
That's kind of what I would say when I would talk about getting fat. I was like, this is all bread and pasta right here. Some wine in the back. Yeah, totally.
This is my bread basket.
It is my bread basket.
I got cake, cookies, and beers.
That's right. The Carbo Palace.
Uh-huh.
What else you got?
Oh, snappers. Oh, the other thing that I wrote down that I enjoyed was Mary Titsmith's cousin.
Yes.
Right before Gyno Row. Just, yeah.
I love how long it took Wayne to get there. I mean, until he actually had to wait.
Figure out what.
They actually had to say the strip club before he figured out where he could understand.
Well, and that's another thing.
That's why you've been so squirrely.
Yeah. Another thing that happens really, really regularly, and one of the reasons why I love dad jokes so much is because sometimes the obvious, we don't see it. So
yeah.
When you're not saying explicitly what it is you mean, it's really difficult to follow along. I have adapted to that in my enjoyment of really terrible jokes, because that way I actually know I am supposed to be feeling uncomfortable and weird. Or like,
you could describe my entire life. Uncomfortable and weird.
That would be why you're one of my best friends. And cute too.
Cheesy smile was there.
Oh yeah. Okay. I don't usually comment about McMurray's comments, but when they first went into the strip club and he was talking about that one over there that was so tiny that you just put her on top and use her to jerk off. I literally know people who have said that out loud. Like, I know, right? I'm not going to say who it was about because people will get very angry about it. But I trust
Will you
me.
Tell me when we're not recording?
Sure.
It was me.
No, it was a bartender to somebody that present company knows that would probably get mad. So, but it was like, did you really just say that out loud? And that's McMurray in a nutshell. Did you really just say that out loud?
I've thought it.
I mean, I think really terrible things, but I don't say them out loud.
I will.
Well, also people. he said that right after Wayne did the "just so you know about McMurray."
Yeah.
Well, he was trying to
basically
he was
so all filter.
He said, I'm hammered.
Hammered. That's what he said.
He took one shot.
Yeah. Well, have we seen McMurray drink a lot? He drinks constantly, but like
at the hot tub thing that they did, the Letterkenny Leave episode.
I think every time he's had more than a drink or two. Did he? Let's see. It's hard to remember in the holiday ones because everybody's drinking.
Yeah. The one about
100 shots.
The 100 shots. That
yeah.
What the fuck was that called? Century Club.
Right. And yeah, they were like drunk when they walked in and started drinking.
Yeah, they had been drinking.
I feel
already.
like he goes from 0 to hammered and just stays hammered, like constantly. He's either able to drive or he's not, and that's how he judges.
Or he uses it as an excuse to let go of all filters.
Yes, that is probably more likely.
Yeah.
I did like this song that played as they were walking in for the little montage for walking into the snappers.
Yeah.
I did like that
I
one.
didn't catch that one. Do you know what the name of it was?
It was a Spanish
We'll go back
song.
and find
Yeah, it was in Spanish.
I can't remember exactly.
That's okay.
Also, who the hell greets someone's hi, smooth cock? How are you?
Right? That was actually, I
Cute
wrote
butt.
constantly, every time Dirks was talking to Wayne, I was like, is Dirks flirting with Wayne or just fucking with him? Or is that just the way he is?
I think that's the way he is, but I
thought he was flirting with him a little bit in some of them.
I think he's probably bi.
Yeah.
That's what I
Oh, no. I literally have a note written here. Like, yeah, Dirks is.
So on today, this being Pan Awareness or Day of Visibility or whatever that they do.
Oh, it is?
Yes. Maybe he's
good
Pan.
to know.
Be aware.
I might be.
I'm Pan.
Beware.
Hi. Hi, Pan. What?
Hi.
Hi. But
I've used a pan,
yes, you have. What? I mean,
a pot as well. As dad jokes for you.
anyway. Yeah, dad sex jokes are the best.
But yeah, and then very phallic.
Yeah.
Cheers to very hot guys.
Yes.
Very stiff, very phallic.
Yeah.
Yeah, cute boy. Yeah.
Cute boys.
Yeah, everything.
Cute
All of his different like nicknames for everybody was like I love again. Boo Boo Kitty Fuck was amazing.
Yeah.
That was so perfect for it being McMurray. I don't remember everything, but like Tight Pants, Busy Hands was another one for McMurray.
What was it that he called Derry?
That's what I was trying to remember.
I can't remember.
When Derry was just staring at the stage with his eyes like saucers.
Oh, I didn't write that one down.
I am so mad at myself for not writing that down. Okay, I have to find that.
When did they break the cup? When did the boys break the cup?
They didn't break it.
It wasn't
it's
the
a
lid.
lid. The lid falls off right when they get it too, when they're holding it
It
up.
is not affixed.
Okay, that's
to
what I
it.
thought.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
I thought
for some
when I first
reason-
watched it too, I was like, oh my God, what?
Yeah, I thought they had broken it.
I when the bros are talking to the brand sponsor person, hate her. I love
Did
how
we meet her previously?
I don't think so.
Okay, I didn't think so, but like it almost felt like we're supposed to know who she is.
Right. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I know she shows up in the next couple of episodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that after she left, both Riley and Jonesy at the exact same second, you could see recognition in their eyes that the music had changed. And like it was almost like they were battling to be the first one to say it because again, that one brain cell that they share, like that was such a reminder of it where they were just like, huh.
Who changed the tune skis?
Dog jams. And then let's see. There was a comment that Wayne made to Jaker that pretty much like encompasses my feelings about a lot of Americans. Could you be any fucking louder? Right? I feel like I want to say that over and over again, just walking down the street here.
Yeah.
One of the things that I really enjoyed with Stuart on this one was when they're like, "How did you dodge all? Like, how did you do that?" Like,
Well, I think that was
Tyson Joint Boys were
the force choke thing.
But it was all of it. Yeah.
Well, but then he's like, Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah.
Because that's how you move in that.
Obviously. It's
But
not.
I think
at all.
Tyson was talking about the force choke thing where Stuart was talking about how he moved.
Yeah.
I think they were on the different wavelengths when they were talking about it. That's what I think. Because it was right after the...
Because the force choke
the
was
shook.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know, but I
fuck
feel
did
like
you
they're
do
not that
that?
stupid.
No, but that I think that was though like that Tyson and Joint were like, how did that fucking work? And Stuart's like, I dance like this, yeah. Like,
Are they ready?
no.
Nah.
You got anything else?
Looking through my notes. No, that's most of the stuff I wrote down. Yeah, they realized Derek's is probably bi. Yeah. Or pan. Or however
Or at
he wants
least
to identify.
He's definitely an asshole.
like I kind of pictured him as like a gross Captain Jack from Doctor Who, where he would sleep with anything, and might be fun, but I don't know. He seemed like he would just flirt with anything, but it was definitely a little different when he was talking to Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. Very nice. Very cool. Very cool.
Very nice. Very hard.
So
very
gross.
phallic.
So gross. Like that's the kind of person that I absolutely would not want to be around, because that would make my skin crawl hearing him say things like that over and over again.
But what if he said something like? What if he said something like this?
You're so clever. Look at you being all clever and shit.
Yeah,
He's so proud of himself.
That's my moment for the year.
Well, my phone told me to drink some water.
Here we go.
Gotta keep myself alive.
All right, just and while she's
Gotta
doing
stay
that,
hydrated.
yeah, gotta stay
Especially
hydrated
for this section.
Yeah, because she's gonna be masturbating here in a
Am I?
second. Yeah. Clam your clit. No. What would it be for? Let's see. What would it be for Virginia? Virginia.
I think slit slam works too. Depending on what you want to like stuff the muff. How's that?
Slam your. It's gonna be slam your slit September.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You come with something better than.
Okay, it's got to have something to do with Hitachi.
Well, there are no months that start with an H.
I know. Right? Thank you. Our viewers at home can't see, but seriously, I'm just going to put it at that. Did you see what she held up?
Yes.
Okay.
It was not a Hitachi.
No, it was not.
No.
But Hitachi is a word that a lot of women use to say the same thing.
No.
Yeah.
Because they're
it's a different brand.
This is a secret. Oh, not anymore.
I mean, everyone knows that personal massagers aren't for your back, right?
What?
Just saying.
I need one for my back, though.
Same.
So anyway, new edition of Fuck Fight Ferda. And for those playing at home for the first time, Fuck Fight Ferda is our version of Fuck, Marry, Kill. Though we don't want to kill anybody and we are already married. So, or some people don't want to get married, so we're not going to force you into anything. So you can just be pals. All right. So,
we do not define what a relationship is in this house. What?
So anyway, as we do, the number one is Wayne.
You know,
I really like your face because I'm making similar faces.
Yeah, I'm stuck right in the middle of fucking Ferda on that one because, and maybe I might talk myself into what answer I'm going to go with.
He is single.
He is single.
He's looking to mingle.
He's very concerned that other people don't feel like they're offended by him when he's, like when he's in the strip club, he's so uncomfortable. And part of me wants to help him become less uncomfortable, but part of me also wants to respect that and go, dude, you don't have, they want to be here. It's okay.
They choose.
Some of them make really, really, really good money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know several who make more than I do as a teacher, but that's, So, yep, I'm going to say Ferda because what I just said is probably what I would say to him.
All right. Heidi?
I'm going to say Ferda, actually, for pretty much the same reasons. He's doing better, but he's still working through some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's still very fond of Rosie, and he has that kind of relationship there that's helping.
And Marie Fred is still calling, obviously, if he's having to,
what the hell was it? So, yeah, but I'm going to go with Ferda. Pretty much the same reasons as Tiara. Like, if you want to be here, cool. If you don't want to be here, go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny that he gives in to the peer pressure for that. So.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling it was kind of one of those things. Well, we spent 8 weeks getting it ready, and now that you're not getting married, we still want to do it. So please come with us. And he's like, hey.
So he feels obligated.
Yeah, he feels obligated because they went through some hassle to arrange something for him. And I absolutely
But also it feels like arranging nothing. It feels like arranging the drive down there because it's not like they had anything special.
I mean, he's not even watching.
Just basically the strip club owner knew that they were coming. That's it. That was the setup. We're
gonna give him some free lap dances.
Yeah. Shit, I'd love some.
weeks to 8 weeks to
It's McMurray.
plan. Anywho, yes, fucking McMurray.
It's a party for
boo-boo kitty
McMurray
fuck.
and Derry.
Yes.
So, and speaking of which, Derry.
Ferda. Easy Ferda. I mean, I think that he is a precious little snowflake, but the look on his face when he sees boobs is, I could not handle that in front of me. I just,
Because you've got big boobs.
because I've got big boobs, and
He'd be like,
yeah, I know. And I don't mind when you do it, but you've been staring at them for 14 years. You've been looking at them since they were a lot better than they are right now.
Don't judge your
they're
boobs.
fantastic.
I'm a butt girl. What can I say?
Well, I'm a butt guy too. I mean, we all know this.
Oh, yeah.
So, so how are you on Derry, Heidi?
Ferda.
Okay.
I feel like I'm pretty much always Ferda on Derry.
Usually.
Yeah, I
it's
don't-
just a little too
I think I've only had one episode where Derry's been a fuck. So, so far anyway.
Yeah, immature is a good.
He just hasn't quite.
He's naive.
He doesn't have the social graces.
I don't,
And that's in a town of people who don't have social graces. He does not have social graces. So,
though he wanted to make sure that Wayne wasn't beating his dick in front of the nieces and nephews.
he was very concerned about that, and that was cute.
He was
I'm pretty
very
sure.
concerned about that.
I really think that you should, Wayne. Yeah.
And then he was upset when he found out there'd be no presents because of this.
Well, that he wouldn't have Christmas. Like, don't you still get
No.
presents if you're not there?
Yo.
Do you not get presents if you're not there?
I mean, yeah, you
I don't
just
know. I don't have extended family. We've never done anything
just
like
open
that.
them
So.
up later.
Right. That's what I would assume. But again, I've never had extended family that does like holidays together. So I don't know what a typical thing would look like in that. I don't know. Whatever.
Katie.
I mean, other than she didn't really have a meaty role in this yet because she
didn't
She
have
had to
a
be
lot.
out of it. She had to be out of it for what happens next to happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do the work on the farm, go have drinks, and then back at the produce stand until Jake shows up. Then they head off to the States.
But
And
she
then-
wasn't a
yeah.
part
She
of the
goes
storyline.
shopping.
She
Yeah.
was
Right,
a
no,
supporting
yeah.
character.
Yeah, I'm just.
Whereas
yeah.
so she didn't have any real storyline in this until that very end when you realize what's about to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Ferda,
But she did.
but it's okay. Go ahead.
She did have the line of, it's better than a lecture.
Aleve,
Aleve.
right? I'm going to fucking remember that one. That was a good one.
Yeah.
But also that song was great, and I want to sing it every time I see her now. I'm like, who that is, ho? That girl is a tomboy. That girl is...
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
Like,
like that song.
I may not fit the definition of tomboy in that song because I have Dolly Parton boobs, but, but
What is the
seriously.
definition of tomboy in that song?
In that song, she talked about basically having small boobs and a big belly and being one of the guys and hanging out, but she also has like earrings and I don't know. It was a very like I only listened to it the last time I watched the episode, so to continue through it, and I was just like, I don't understand your definition, but okay.
Because I literally, after listening, I'm like, I like this song. I'm like, I used to consider myself a tomboy. I don't know what to consider myself anymore because I don't really know what the definition of a tomboy is.
Yeah, I don't. I liked the
'Cause I don't
chorus of this
consider-
song.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't consider Katie a tomboy.
No.
No,
She
reminds me of like a
I
90s
think if she,
Delia's.
so I mean, I would picture dressing more masculine, but still, I think still looking feminine, neck up, basically. So she's got
So
that.
when a kid is considered a tomboy, it's a girl who does boy things and hangs out with boys and gets dirty and gets in the dirt and
kind of
plays sports and all that. Right.
Doesn't wear dresses and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So by that definition,
Which
I
described me.
absolutely have been a tomboy. I very rarely wear makeup. I very rarely wear dresses. I don't wear heels. I don't do a lot of these stereotypical female things, but also I don't know. I don't do stereotypical male things either. So I don't know.
I don't know. It's the whole
I
gender
haven't
thing.
used that phrase in many decades.
Yeah. Anyway.
So where
Anywho,
are you with Miss Katie?
I'll be a Ferda.
Okay. Squirrely Dan.
Fight. Fuck off. Your holier than thou attitude. If I had a little more confidence, I'd fucking work in a dance club for fucking sure.
He felt that way for him. He felt that way for himself. I don't think he was.
He felt that he couldn't do it because he wouldn't be able to look his women's studies teacher in the eye. That's fucking bullshit. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm just my point is that if that's how you feel, that's fine. You stay.
Right.
But he's not trying to talk anybody else into it.
True, but saying it like I'm more moral than that is basically what he said. Holier than thou. It was, well, I can't do that because that would I feel like that would set us back. Blah blah. Blah. No, just no.
All right.
No, just say nah. You're out. It's all good. Fuck off.
Well, because if he says nah, I'm out, then they'd want to know why, and so then he'd have to tell him.
Fine. Right off the bat, though, don't go, oh, I'm not going to do that because that's against my values as a man who supports women. Okay, have you asked these women how they want to be supported? Because I'm pretty sure they want to be supported with your dollar bills so they can go home, go on with their fucking life.
No, I mean, you're not. No,
like,
you're right.
They're not. Those women, in a reputable establishment.
Yes.
The women want to be there.
Yeah.
And are making a fair amount, hopefully, working there.
Yeah.
Some a lot more than others. It's a cash industry, so it's basically like if you don't walk in the door and spend your cash, they're not going to get it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they would prefer you coming in.
Yeah. I think
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, like definitely in the Portland industry of stripping. I mean, it's because it's so common there.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to me that the amount of money that they make, that they're doing pretty good. I mean, it's such
I have become friends with people who a lot of at this point are retired, but some are still doing it. But I remember 15-ish years ago, someone I knew in roller derby was making a couple thousand in a weekend, and then in Portland, and then coming back into Seattle for the week and going to school. And it was like, I mean, I was working my ass off 60 hours a week, and she was making more in a weekend than I got in a month.
Yeah.
So, yeah, believe me, I have no qualms about going to a club. If those women want to be there, I will give them my money.
Yeah. Buy a lap dance or two.
I'm going to get on my soapbox if he's going to get on his. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I don't think he's still got the small town mentality where he hasn't thought it all the way through.
Yep. But he's at that point that a lot, and this is why I called him a white liberal earlier. He reminds me of the NIMBYs that live in Seattle who are like, oh, I don't want to tax Amazon because then that would scare them away. But then if we don't tax Amazon, we have 100,000 homeless people on the streets, and I don't want them on the streets. So we've got to come up with a solution for the homeless.
Figured out. Yeah.
What is it that Mrs. McMurray says?
I don't know.
Shit.
I can't remember.
I had it and then it was
All
gone.
right. Jakers.
Hey, you didn't ask me on Dan.
Oh.
Yeah, you said fight.
I said
no,
fight.
I didn't.
Oh, you're right.
I didn't say anything.
You're correct. I'm sorry.
I said fight.
Okay. It looked like it was on the same line as a Ferda. Anyway, so where are you on Dan?
I'm gonna say Ferda.
Okay.
Because while I agree with Tiara that attitude is not right, I feel like Dan is heading the right direction.
Yeah.
And he's learning, but he's only learning from one source.
Yeah.
These ideas are all from Professor Tricia.
Yeah.
I think the thing that worries me so much about that is that it reminds me of people who are like trans exclusionary radical feminists. You know, those people who think that if you are not physically holding a vagina that came with the body that you have, therefore you are not a woman. And it's I don't know. That's what I see this heading in when he's like, oh, I can't do that because that doesn't support women, when there's women literally
well, and that's why I would want a Ferda to give the examples of, oh, hey, no, I would try, because I feel like he actually can learn. He has made progress in a lot of ways.
True.
I would want to be his friend and show him, hey, so actually, and try and help him have a better attitude towards sex workers, because
yeah. I think he's also got his own issues with sex and
oh yeah.
So,
and I mean, they are really stuck because they are hicks, so they're stuck in this idea of this is how you treat women.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but
all of them kind of have that.
Yeah, so it makes it this awkward position of
I get that.
Yeah.
So female empowerment is not something, it's something he's trying to encourage, but he has no idea how to.
Right.
Well, he's learning from one person.
Yeah. And it's an online forum.
Yeah. And we don't even know if that is all what Professor Trisha's teaching.
Right.
I mean,
it's his interpretation of one person's teachings.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
so I would like to help him learn that. Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. Pro sex worker.
I have more patience for some of these things.
Yeah. I do not. Not anymore.
Totally fair.
But hey, I mean, like, considering the field that you want to get into for work, that makes total sense that you would have that kind of patience. I work with people who are trauma survivors who will basically survive however they need to, and I don't see any shame in how they decide to survive. So I can definitely see that as being a point of view that makes me not I can't think of the word or the term, doesn't endear me to wanting to help. I don't have the spoons for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think where his head is at is that looking at a woman in a sexual way is objectifying her, and that's bad.
Yeah, that's exactly where he's at. He needs to move past that.
Yeah. That's like 90s feminism.
Yeah.
I mean, it is if it's not in that particular environment. That's what that environment is for, basically.
Yeah.
Is so that, yeah, I mean, you can be titillated with their titillates. All right, Jaker. Did you just eat something really bad?
Yeah, I think she's got some reflux going on with that.
He's like,
He's a caricature.
yes, I know. And he's a good caricature.
Unfortunately.
I can't say Ferda because I do not want to be his friend. So
Yeah.
I guess I'm saying fight.
All right.
Like, I don't want to fight him necessarily, but I do not want to be his friend, and I certainly do not want to fuck him. So
Yeah. All right.
I'm
That was
down
what I was
with a fight, but basically instead of fight, it'd be just a big middle finger at him.
yeah, right? Just be like, shh.
So you're both at fight then. Okay.
Okay.
McMurray. He's actually not.
Ferda, he's trying to help his best bud, and that he refers to Wayne as his best friend is so misguided and cute. Like, they're obviously work buddies, and he doesn't have any other real friends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to say Ferda because his heart was in the right place. He was trying to help his buddy. He thought it would be cool to do this thing for him when he was getting married. Now that he's not getting married, we're still going to do this thing because that'll make my buddy feel better because I know that would make me feel better. McMurray is such a...
He's very myopic.
Myopic is a good word. I was going to say self-centered, but it's not entirely that.
Yeah.
He doesn't see...
He has his own
outside,
point of view.
Yeah, he doesn't see outside of his own circle.
Yeah. He does not have a different paradigm. No paradigm shift.
Right. What do you think?
Heidi.
I think he's going to be in the same boat as Jakers, where it's a fight that's mainly just a big middle finger at him. I
think he's a gross human, but I think
I appreciate that he's trying to help Wayne, but also, is he really helping Wayne?
Right. No. Most of the time when he's trying to help out Wayne, it's not helping out Wayne. It's something that he would like if he was in that same place. And that's something that a lot of men that I've met do. I don't know if there might be women who do that too. I don't know, but
oh yeah, there are.
Okay, good. I have not met people like that, but I also run with a very weird circle of people.
You mean fantastic?
Fantastic. Fuck yeah, fantastic.
They're still weird.
Yeah.
In the most delightful way.
In the most delightful way. Yeah, I think.
All right. So you're both, so you're Ferda, okay. Bonnie McMurray.
I'm going to say Ferda. I think she needs a little help in the bar right now because even though before she's been like, she wasn't showing any of that in this episode.
Yeah.
She was just like, please stop. And you need help, honey. You need help getting these boys done. So.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, I'm going to go Ferda also because that would be a difficult situation to work in.
Yeah.
So many chapped asses.
All the S's
Who
are
are
kept.
still staying there despite the fact that the song is played over and over and over again. Which reminds me of that joke. Was that John Mulaney too, or was that? What's new?
Yeah, that was John Mulaney.
That was John Mulaney. Okay. That's what it reminds me of. Once you've heard the song like 4 times, why aren't you getting up and leaving? Like, and Gail, you own the goddamn bar. I'm pretty sure you can say no. I've been here first.
Gail would probably give them booze to go.
Yeah.
So, and she's the next one.
I mean, she served them between 2 and 11, and that's why they're so fucking obnoxious to these people.
They were obnoxious originally.
They're obnoxious when they're sober, absolutely. But she continued serving them for 9 hours more than they should have been.
True. And
I'm like halfway between Ferda and Fight just for that reason with her. Like, I know that she wasn't being malicious or anything like that. It's like they're celebrating and I'm making money, no big deal. But like, also, you got to know where that's going to lead.
Alcohol poisoning.
Alcohol poisoning or drunk driving or losing all of the other
She's definitely not
customers.
being responsible.
Right.
So
what you think? Right?
She has like 0 shits to give.
I know, and I love that most of the time.
I don't know, maybe she was hoping that they would just pass out.
I think
which they did.
And then they got woken up again.
Eventually, when they were a sea hair short of 24 hours on drinking.
Yeah. Well, you can't serve them more drinks if they're passed out.
Yeah, she doesn't care about the laws around this stuff, obviously. So
yeah. I mean, I know where I am on it. Because I'd say, and this would be the first time that I would fight her, because I think she's being a complete shithead by not cutting them off
and making Bonnie kind of deal with all of the shit after.
Because there's gonna be puke on the floor. Who's gonna end up cleaning it up?
Right. These are those days working in a bar when you know there's going to be shit on the outside of the toilet.
That hasn't happened yet. But...
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, what was that other thing we were watching where there was shit on the walls in the bathroom?
Oh,
that and Stan?
Yeah, Stan Against Evil.
Yeah. Binge watching a show at the same time on like a weekend is really difficult because then I forget what's Letterkenny sometimes.
Well, it wasn't Homeland.
No, it was not Homeland. That's the one we've been binging for like a month now because I can't watch that many episodes of that show without taking a break.
We're almost done though.
I know. Gives me anxiety, a good anxiety, but
oh no, I mean the just sidetrack here. Yeah, that show has got some really excellent writing, and I mean for the suspense and the anxiety that it ramps up.
I didn't watch it originally because I'm not a big fan of spy things usually, but I guess in the last couple of years that has grown on me a little bit.
Yeah.
The show definitely has me now, but I mean, we're in the last season now, so.
Yeah.
Been watching it for a while.
Watch Homeland.
Riley and Jonesy, right?
Next one. Yeah. So neither of you really answered about,
I said Gail. Halfway between.
I don't have a halfway between.
I do.
I'll go with Fight then.
Yeah, I'll go with Fight.
All right.
She'd kick my ass in a proper fight, but
I don't want to fight her, but I don't know.
You could yell at her.
You'd tell her off.
I definitely would yell at her. I would yell at her and tell her about getting hit by a drunk driver and tell her about a friend dying in a car crash from a drunk driver and tell her about my sister almost dying because she drove drunk and let's not fucking do that. Yeah. But anyway.
You're pouring, it's your responsibility.
Should be.
Riley and Jonesy.
They need a friend. They just got. They need a friend.
They need more brain cells.
Yes,
and they need some maturity.
Yes, the maturity has gone up since season 1 for sure. It's still that's
not a very high bar to raise.
Yeah, true.
Agreed.
Like it started out on the ground being tripped over, and they moved it up like a couple inches.
I think they were like in the ditch. And then they climbed out of the ditch and now are like an inch or 2 above the ground. You're gonna trip the fuck over them and it's gonna suck. But it's higher than it used to be.
Yeah, they do need a friend though. They need a friend to just smack the hell out of them. And
can confirm.
Yeah.
So Ferda for both of you then.
Yeah.
Sturt. So he hasn't done anything bad this episode.
No.
He's still packing. He's still jacked.
I mean, I kind of want the Packer penis that they use for him for myself.
Yeah,
Just,
right?
Right?
Hmm.
It's a good one. I want to know at least where they got it.
Ask them. They'll probably tell you.
You should message Trevor. Hey, where did you get the Packer penis for
He's not
Stuart?
doing, that's costuming.
I know, but he knows the people.
Yeah.
You actually like
tweet
semi-talk
at
to him
them.
every once in a while.
Well, he doesn't, a lot of the work he does from home. He doesn't.
I know.
Just tweet at them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I will tweet at them. Tiara and Heidi want to know.
Okay. I mean, we're literally saying it on the podcast. I want to know where the Packer penis comes from because I think it's really good.
Penis.
Penis. What was that from?
New Girl.
Oh, right.
She,
Comedies. I don't like comedies.
she couldn't make herself say penis.
That's like the whole trope about the girl in the comic book shop. Anyway, Stuart.
Anywho.
I'm gonna say Ferda. I feel like he's gonna need a lot of backup when he goes into this fight, and he doesn't understand how there's no way he's gonna win. Like just
Okay.
But from the episode alone, we don't really know anything about the fight.
Nope.
we know that he's fighting the drug dealers in the city.
From previous episodes.
Yes.
The drug dealer.
Drug dealer. There was two of them.
Yeah.
That was the dealer's backup. That was
okay. That would be the same thing.
I mean, when I think drug dealers, I'm thinking about two different organizations or something like that, or multiple organizations.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Not like the multiple drug dealers that all work for the same guy on the wire. Sure. Okay. Like the dealers are not the guys in charge here. Not usually anyway.
I don't know. We don't know how things are in the city.
Which would be, oh yeah, we don't know.
Well,
we talked about that at one point.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's supposed to be Ontario. I don't
think it's that big of a city. I think the club would have been a different scene entirely if it was Ontario versus a small city near Letterkenny. And that's, I don't know. That position has not changed since we first started having that conversation. What did I say?
Stuart, you said Ferda.
Okay.
Okay.
Getting loopy an hour and a half in. What?
I'll go with Ferda also.
Okay.
Ferda.
All right. Roldy.
He's so cute.
He makes me sad in this episode, though. He's so... When I was a teenager and one of my friends was in love with someone who would never return that and they still clung on to the person, we would say they were stuck on stupid. I feel like that's Roldy. I feel like he's stuck on stupid. I feel like he could do better.
The look on his face when Stuart calls him his best friend.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just like, oh, sweetie.
But also heartbreaking because in the last episode, he was kind of joking that the other two were his best friend, not caring that it was hurting Rold's feelings.
Personal besties.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Put it on a shirt.
I feel like Rold needs to get laid, but I also feel like Rold needs maybe a Ferda with benefits.
Well, I think
because I feel like he needs to get laid,
yeah.
But I also feel like he needs to have a friend who doesn't
have a friend who values him.
Yes, thank you.
And treats him well.
We know that he's been with Dax and Ron at least once,
right?
So,
but that's not really friend. Well,
they're obviously
Dax
not friends. They're like sniping at each other over being Stuart's friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're. Yeah.
It's a weird relationship.
Definitely.
So
Ferda
for Roldy. Yeah. Okay. Dax and Ron.
There's a line that they say at one point where they're like, "Why are we even here?" I feel like that's just soup's accurate. Like, why?
In this episode, agreed. Other than to continue the joke of being the personal besties.
Yeah.
And then being on Stuart's team when Rold was like, well, Stuart, or he's on the other team so that he could fight Stuart, and they were just used basically as a foil for. Yeah.
I think they were there. They were. I mean, for the purposes of the episode, that they were supposed to be, they were supposed to still be doing workout. Mm-hmm. Building muscle until.
Yeah, because they were helping with that part.
Right.
Ferda.
Okay.
Sorry, that took a long time for a very little part of the episode, but
yeah,
I did have to think about that. Right? I made that face too.
I don't know. They just annoy me sometimes. I'll just say fight for funsies.
All right. Tyson and Joint Boy.
I'm gonna say Ferda because if I fought them, I would be dead. And I figure if I'm their friend, I would have a lot of weed. So.
And Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't do coke. They can if they want to. Just don't do it in front of me. It's fine.
Okay.
Don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ferda
Okay.
because they're trying to help.
Yeah, for
They're
Hundy.
they're legitimately trying to help. Yeah, for money and.
But they also know that like without actually going and helping, Stuart's going to get killed. So like in their basically what they're saying at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bianca and Allie, the city babes.
I don't like them at all. I don't necessarily want to fight them, but I do not like them. I
Give them that good fucking.
I don't like their personalities. I don't like them. Like an actual like visceral reaction of ew when you said that. Like no, I wouldn't want to be their friend, and I definitely don't want to be in a relationship with them.
Kind of like Dirks.
Kind of like Dirks. Like I don't. It's not.
You
to
get
the
this
level
kind of greasy feeling.
Yeah. They don't make me feel good.
Yeah. So
I guess
So what does
fight
that
would
count
have to. I guess that would have to be fight.
Okay.
but then you'd have to fight Stuart.
Pretty sure I wouldn't have too much trouble with that.
I don't know. Depends on what he hits you with.
True. I was kind of watching how he was bobbing and weaving and he doesn't move his feet. That would be a problem for him. I played roller derby. You may be able to dodge me if I try and hit you. Anyway.
If I slam you to the ground like a linebacker. Wow.
I can hip check you into the next room. Easy. I don't care how much muscle weight you put on. I still weigh more than you.
So you're fighting Bianca and Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Rosie.
Oh, she's so sweet. I want to be her friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Ferda, but I do also think that in previous episodes I never really got the relationship of Wayne and Rosie, but the conversation they had today was the first time that I felt like they were flirting with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really cute, and I absolutely want to be her friend and maybe help that.
Okay.
Some
Wingman.
Ferda benefits.
Yeah, I want a little something.
Ferda wingman.
Ferda wingman.
You know.
Uh-huh.
No.
The bro dude rep.
No. Fighting that bitch. Fuck her.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Punch her in that little nose. It probably cost her $10,000.
What about Dirks?
He greasy. That you're saying. That's
Greasy.
Yeah.
Slimy.
He just looks like what's his name? Colin Farrell back in like the like 20 years ago. Yeah. He kind of looks like that, but with like a fake tan, maybe more facial hair and a fake tan and no Irish accent.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. In this episode, I do not like him at all. There is no redeeming qualities in my opinion.
He was trying to be so cool.
I fucking hate that when people do that. Sorry.
You know, he's just trying to be too smooth, too cool. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
very cool, very nice.
Greasy feeling.
Yeah.
Punch you in the face. He's got a very punchable face.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're both fighting him too.
A lot of fighting in this episode.
I swear I'm not just copying.
Okay.
Tiara.
And there's one I forgot to put on my list here.
Well, in the next one, there's no speaking.
Yeah, there's no, but she's still, okay. It's still her. She still does some acting.
Her ass. What?
Well, yeah, her ass.
Mrs. McMurray.
Her acting.
Oh.
So, because she's reaching over and grabbing McMurray's ass. And,
yeah, like the middle of his ass, too.
Right.
Like not even a cheek, like right up in there. I'm just
there
like.
There you go. Get it.
I think she aimed for a cheek and he like took a step in the wrong way that she was expecting, but it turned out okay.
But no, like, because the whole session, I watched this way too closely. The whole time they're walking away, I swear, like her hand like keeps moving to get to the middle.
I'm okay with
maybe
that.
that's the thing that they were joking about. That I don't know. Yeah,
they heard about it from Dan.
I'm pretty sure those two know all about that.
She's trying for the 3-knuckler.
I'm going to say Ferda because she didn't have any speaking role in this. And if yeah, you got to use your words to get in my pants.
All right.
I apologize to all our listeners. I am in a mood today.
Why are you apologizing?
I don't know.
Figure it out.
At least I didn't say 100%.
Now you did. And where are you with Miss McMurray?
I don't know. Probably fight.
Just
I
because?
don't feel like she helped out much on the chores, and then she was getting all like handsy and whatnot with Katie.
Okay, but that was cute though. I have to say that I've been the drunk girl both sides of that.
I don't think was she getting handsy? I thought
no, she like leaned over to try to kiss Katie, and Katie was like, "No."
Yeah, she just went.
Yep.
Yeah.
She was definitely getting her hands all over McMurray, but in the bar scene, she was trying to kiss Katie, and Katie was like, "No."
Yeah, it didn't seem like anybody was. I mean, it was just.
It was the drunken go in for a kiss and the friendly.
Yeah, so it wasn't too harsh because I did pay attention to that each time, but and yeah, I mean, they kind of moved away from that, so we don't know where it went from there, but
true.
We know where it's been before though, so
true.
Yeah.
And one that I forgot to put in, the stripper that Wayne talks to in the bathroom.
Oh yeah. I don't know, Ferda.
Okay.
Guess.
Yeah, I'd probably go Ferda. Yeah. She feels like she needs a friend who's less cynical.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can also see getting so cynical working in the sex industry in general, and just not having faith in people. I believe that.
Yeah. If you're working somewhere where you're dancing naked,
and even if you're totally choosing 100% to be there and actually okay with it because you're making good money,
right? But then there's still cheating husbands that are there, or
people
wives
propositioning you whether you want them to or not.
Right?
Yeah. There's still gross stuff going on.
Yeah.
Funny enough, all of the dancers,
sex workers,
almost
fairly.
all of the dancers that I met because I was at the club with my husband.
Yeah.
Because it was most likely my birthday or something that we were there for. Like the 3 that I talked to the most that aren't from roller derby are from birthday weekends in Portland that I've just kept in contact with for some reason. We haven't gone in a while. We should do that.
Remember the last time we tried to go?
Yeah. So many hipsters. Too many hipster beanies.
So old.
That was really depressing too.
I was probably the oldest person there anyway. So
we'll have to bring some old people with us next time.
I can bring Curtis.
Yeah. And Dawn. Let's get Dawn to go.
Yeah. So final thoughts. That's everybody on the Fuck Fight Ferda.
I hope that Katie does not fall into that trap. Yes, I know what happens in the future. Don't look at me like that.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. No idea.
Final thoughts.
This one jumped around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it kind of gave me a little bit of a headache, just like, okay, we're switching scenes. We're just like.
But it came right back around each time. So
it did. But
there
like
was a lot of
sometimes
stuff.
my notes were divided up in different things. And it's like, now they're jumping here. They're jumping here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very lucky when I do that. Well, most of the time, if he gets it done ahead of time, he prints out, and you can't see it. He prints out, there you go. Essentially
He's so
everything.
Organized.
Mm-hmm. Him, not me. When I tell people that I am just the color commentary, I literally mean he hands me notes. I take notes on the notes, and then I talk.
And that's what we appreciate about you.
He does hours of work on this. He has to record the snippets for audio and go through every little bit and make sure he has all the characters written down and come up with all amazing. You guys need to give Dean
when
more
we've done
props.
our weekends when it's like, okay, what's Dean do? Oh, he's working on
I
stuff.
have made a request that when we go out of town that we no longer take podcasting stuff. We can miss a weekend every once in a while.
Yeah.
You guys can live
especially
with it.
by the next time we're able to actually do a trip.
Well, I mean, maybe we'll be able to have 5 people in a house in Portland or something. Well, no, let's go with the coast, somewhere where we don't have to rely on other people to do fun things.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's talk about this after the air.
Yeah.
So any other final thoughts on this episode or where we are right now and nothing in general? All right. So
they're not very far away from the States. Dierks is greasy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So next week, season 8, episode 4, we'll be back with our buddy Jake Whitko again from WrestleThon.
Awesome.
I think he's going to be a little bit closer to starting to do his WrestleCon. WrestleThon. I don't know why I said WrestleCon.
That's okay.
Jesus, sorry, Jake. He's a good Jaker. So
true story. True story.
So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us today, Heidi.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, we missed having you. And
I like talking to you.
yes, it is fun. You all right?
Uh-huh.
All right. So
Okay, we'll talk soon.
yes. All right. We'll see you guys next week with the little new episode. You know? So anyway, outro.
Bye.
So take care now. Bye bye then. Thanks for listening to this episode of How Are You Now? We'll be back next week with the episode Ferda with our buddy Jake Whitko. We would like to thank Heidi for joining us this week, and we want to thank Finding Freedom for allowing us to use their music. You can find them at officialfindingfreedom.com. You can find them on Facebook at Official Finding Freedom. They are also on Spotify, and they're on Twitter at @FF_rock. Take care, everybody. Bye.